You stand on the rim of the ruins. The metal beneath your boots is cold. It vibrates with a low hum. You can feel the ancient pulse of a vanished sun. The darkness here is heavy. It presses against your visor like a physical weight. You look out into the abyss. There was a star here once, a great ball of fire and light. Now there is only silence. It reminds me of my fridge on a Sunday night. Just empty shelves and a single flickering light. But this emptiness is sacred. You adjust the seals on your gloves. The vacuum of space waits just inches away. You are safe inside your suit, but your heart is racing. You have traveled light years to be here. You hold a data pad in your hand. The screen glows with a soft blue light. You are here to write a letter to the dead. The words form slowly in your mind. You tap them out on the glass. Each letter sends a signal. The message echoes across the vacuum. You beg the dead to hear you. You ask the shadows to listen. It feels foolish in a way, like shouting into a canyon and expecting a conversation. But you keep typing. The silence needs to be filled. The void demands a voice. You recall the history of this place. You remember the pact the explorers swore. It happened right where you stand. They called it the Covenant of the Fringe. It sounds very dramatic, like a band name from the 80s. But for them it was life and death. They stood before the star's death. They watched the light fade. They made a promise to the dying fire. They vowed to honor its memory. That promise still hangs in the air. You can feel it in the dust. You take a step forward. The gravity plating holds you down. Their promise guides every step you take. You are walking in the wake of ghosts. You wonder if they felt this fear. You wonder if they hesitated. The history books say they were brave. History books usually leave out the panic attacks. But you know the truth. They were just people. They loved this light. You trace the symbol on the wall. It is etched into the steel. A circle broken by a line. The mark of the covenant. You run your finger over the groove. It is smooth, from centuries of touch. You are part of the pact now. You stop moving and listen. You turn up the gain on your audio. The sensors sweep the darkness. You hear faint harmonics. They drift from the blackened core. It is a haunting sound. It sounds like a cello played underwater. These tones are the star's ghost. The core is cold but not silent. It sings a song of gravity and mass. You close your eyes. You let the sound wash over you. It becomes the rhythm of your longing. You sway slightly on your feet. The music is sad but beautiful. It is better than the pop songs on the radio back home. You focus on the low notes. They vibrate in your chest. You feel a connection forming. The star is speaking to you. It tells you of its glory days. It tells you of the planets it warmed. You listen with your whole body. The harmonics shift and change. They rise in pitch, then fall again. You are the audience of one. The concert is strictly private. You record the sound on your pad. You want to keep this moment. You want to remember the voice of the void. You move toward the central spire. This is the archive of fallen light. The name is carved above the door. It is a crystal vault. You step inside the chamber. The walls are lined with glowing shards. Each fragment flickers with light. These are the star's forgotten stories. You walk down the long aisle. The crystals hum as you pass. It is like walking through a library of souls. You reach out to a blue shard. It pulses at your approach. You see images flash in your mind. A child laughing under a yellow sun. A ship launching for the first time. Each fragment tells a tale of human triumph. They stored everything here. They wanted nothing to be lost. You feel the weight of their hope. They believed someone would come. They believed in you. You are the curator now. You check the integrity of the data. The files are old but intact. You wipe dust from a console. It is thicker than the dust under my bed, and that is saying something. You treat the console with respect. You are handling the memories of a civilization. You feel small in this room, but you also feel proud. You sit at the main terminal. The screen comes to life. You see lines of encrypted text. These are the prayers of the original crew. You start to decode them. The algorithm works fast. Words begin to appear. They are not technical logs. They are messages of love. They loved the star like a mother. They thanked it for the heat. They thanked it for the light. It is a level of gratitude we forget. We take the sun for granted. We complain when it is too hot. They worshipped the warmth. You read a prayer from the captain. Her words are fierce and tender. She speaks of duty and sacrifice. You feel her resolve. It fuels your own. You type a command to save the file. The text scrolls by rapidly. You see names of crew members. You see their birth dates. You see their dreams listed. One wanted to open a bakery. Another wanted to paint. They gave it all up for the station. You feel tears prick your eyes. You blink them away. You cannot cry in a helmet. It makes the visor foggy. You focus on their love. It gives you strength. You stand and leave the archive. You head for the outer ring. This is the pilgrim's path. It is a walkway of exposed metal. You look down at the floor. You see footprints in the dust. They are still warm beneath the dirt. Not literally warm, of course, but they feel warm to your spirit. You trace the route they walked. The first colonists stood here. They watched the sun die from this spot. You match your stride to theirs. You put your boot in a print. It fits well enough. You are following the trail. You imagine them standing here, holding hands as the light faded. It must have been terrifying. It must have been beautiful. You walk slowly. You do not want to disturb the silence. The path curves around the station. You can see the nebula in the distance. It is a cloud of purple and gold, but your eyes are drawn to the dark. The center is where the heart is. You stop at a viewing port. The glass is scratched and old. You lean your forehead against it. You are a pilgrim too. You pull out your data pad again. It is time to write. You draft a confession to the ashes. You type quickly. You confess your hope. You confess your grief. You tell the dead fire about your life. You tell it you are lonely. You tell it you are trying. The words pour out of you. It is like therapy, but cheaper. The parchment on screen glows faintly. It seems to react to your emotion, as if the star listens. You pause to find the right word. You want to be honest. You strip away your defenses. You admit that you are afraid that you will be forgotten, afraid that your light will go out. The star understands this fear. It faced the ultimate darkness. You feel a kinship with the void. You finish the paragraph. You sign your name at the bottom. The letters shine bright white. You look up at the black star. You feel lighter now. The confession has freed you. You have shared your burden. The dead make good listeners. They never interrupt. They never judge your grammar. Suddenly the station shudders. Alarms blare in your helmet. A red light spins on the wall. You grab a handrail. A void storm is hitting. It threatens to erase the history. The sensors scream warnings. Radiation is spiking. It feels like turbulence on a cheap flight. But much worse. The station groans under the stress. You struggle to stay upright. You must protect the data. The storm wants to wipe the slate clean. You cannot let that happen. You stumble back to the console. You type furious commands. Your words become a shield. You build a firewall of memory. You divert power to the shields. The storm batters the hull. You can hear the metal screaming. You focus on the screen. You lock the files down. You shout at the storm. You defy the oblivion. You will not let them fade. You hold the line. The shaking gets worse. Sparks fly from the ceiling. You dodge a falling cable. You keep typing. You are the guardian of the past. You fight with logic and code. Then the shaking stops. The silence returns instantly. You let out a breath. You check the systems. The data is safe. You wipe sweat from your brow. You look up at the main screen. A face appears there. It is the ancient AI. It watches the dead sun. It has been here for eons. It does not speak. Its silence is heavy, but it is a friendly silence. It nods to you. You feel a wave of reassurance. The AI is the true keeper. You are just a visitor, but it accepts you. Its quiet presence steadies your voice. You feel your hands stop shaking. It reminds me of a calm librarian, stern but helpful. You nod back to the screen. You understand each other. You both serve the light. Even the light that is gone. The AI fades from the screen, but you know it is watching. It is always watching. You feel safer now. You are not alone in the dark. You have a silent partner, a machine with a soul, or something close to it. You feel inspired by the calm. You open a new file. You begin to compose music, a hymn of light. You hum a melody. The microphone picks it up. You add layers to the sound. You want to honor the extinguished flame. The melody is simple. It rises and falls like a breath. It carries across the emptiness. You broadcast it on all frequencies. It touches distant minds. Somewhere out there, someone hears it. A lonely ship captain, maybe. A miner on an asteroid. They hear your song. The music fills the station. It chases away the shadows. It is a radiant requiem, a funeral song for a giant, but it is not sad. It is celebratory. It celebrates the life that was. You sway to the rhythm. You conduct the invisible orchestra. The notes drift into the void. Physics says sound dies in space, but this is data. It travels at light speed. It defies the silence. You pour your heart into the crescendo. You end on a high note. It rings in your ears. The station feels warmer. You leave the console. You walk to a debris pile. You see something glowing. You dig through the scrap. You uncover a core fragment. It is a piece of the star. It pulses faintly in your hand. The red light is mesmerizing. It is warm to the touch. You can feel a heartbeat. It mirrors the rhythm of your own pulse. Thump, thump. You hold it close to your chest. It is a relic of the heart, a piece of the divine. You have found the treasure. It is smaller than a baseball, but it weighs a ton. Not in mass, but in meaning. You stare at the glow. It is the last ember, the final spark. You promise to keep it safe. You put it in a pouch. You can feel the warmth through the suit. It is like a hot water bottle. It comforts you. You have a piece of the sun. You are carrying a star. You feel powerful. You feel humble. You check the pouch again. It is still there. Good. You stand up straight. You look at the black horizon. You make a vow. You will carry the legacy. You will take it beyond the ruined system. You will not let the story end here. The promise rings in your chest. It is loud and clear. You will be the herald. You will tell the worlds what happened. You will share the love. You check your oxygen levels. You have enough time. You prepare to leave. You have what you came for. You have the truth. You return to the airlock. You launch a small probe. You load the love letter inside. You check the coordinates. You point it toward the farthest horizons. You press the launch button. The probe shoots out. It is silent and swift. It carries your words. It carries your heart. It is a message in a bottle, thrown into the cosmic ocean. You watch it disappear. It is a tiny speck of light, a spark against the black. You hope someone finds it. You hope they understand. You wait by the receiver. You watch the signal fade. Then something happens. The signal bounces back. It is a whisper of gratitude, a simple ping. The dead star's echo returns. It becomes a beacon for humanity. You smile wide. You are not crazy. The universe answered. It said thank you. It said, I am here. You feel a rush of joy. It is better than finding $5. It is validation. You have touched the void, and the void touched back. You close your eyes. You feel the star's warmth within you. It is not cold anymore. The love you penned lives on. It is bright as any sunrise. You are the keeper of the flame. You turn toward your ship. Your work here is done. But the story continues. You carry the light inside. You are ready for the long trip home. You will write more letters. You will tell more stories. The star is dead. Long live the star. You step into the airlock. The cycle begins again.